Maximilian of Habsburg. Most of you know the story about his life, but I think it's necessary to talk about the true story. And I will give you a little context. For 1816, Mexico was a place that was in war and was divided between liberals who wanted a democracy and conservators who, different liberals, wanted a monarchy like exists in Europe. For other side, for a trade out of every problems, the country borrowed from different countries, between them France with Napoleon as emperor. Obviously, everything was bad. The government should have considered other options where they didn't have to borrow, but they didn't. If I had lived at the time and I had the opportunity to let them, they probably wouldn't have had the intervention that the country had after, but in 1861, Napoleon Bonaparte and other countries invaded the limits of Mexico. The paying of the debt was the perfect excuse for it did it, but the real reason was that he and the conservators had a plan where the both parties had gains. Uh, and this part, I really wish Napoleon hadn't had the support of the conservators for that they never searched in maps, but hmm, that plan was to bring in a foreign ruler to have the control and win versus liberals for the part of conservators, and for Napoleon governing Mexico was a perfect plan for expand their territory to America. Now, like short biography, Maximilian was born in Austria on July 6, 1832. He was the small brother, and for the rules of the monarchy that everyone know, they he never could be king, but had a good rank. Perhaps if he hadn't wanted to live for it, it would have been easier and more practical for him to find a very good position in Europe. For the part, he get married with Carlota, who was more young than he, but that reason wasn't matter. Other point is that Max, who also was young, but not too much like Carlota, was searching power and wealth. Reason for that he was more sensitive, and in 1863, a conservative Mexican group traveled to talk with Max and offer him the government of Mexico. He not doubted on accept when the conservators showed him a list with a lot of supposed friends, people who wanted him like emperor of the country. Max just beginning to understand that Mexicans really wanted him, so he accepted in October of the same year, and for 1864, he arrived to Mexico with his wife and his advisor, who should have recommended investigate first about the real situation in Mexico. He had the support of Napoleon and the Catholic religion, and that impulsed more the decision. But well, I wish Matt had known that was less person who wanted someone who wasn't the president Benito Juarez at the country. When Max installed finally in Mexico City, he began to create a lot of laws, very amazing, that appeared to go versus conservator ideas helps a lot to the people of the country progress. Even his wife Carlota trying to learn the different language for talk with the people and understand what they needed. Some common phrase that people use when talk about Maximilian is more liberal than Juarez, because he really was a person who care and worry the people that govern. Probably if Benito Juarez had known more about the ideas that Max has for the town, maybe he might have been able to create an alliance with Max to favor of the people. And I wish Benito had given himself the opportunity to meet Maximilian. Obviously, Benito wouldn't have let Maximilian in Mexico, but he would have saved his life and would have obtained a good foreign ally. In short words, meeting him would have changed everything. Finally, regarding Carlota, she should have convinced Maximilian to leave when everything was already lost. But for the other side, I understand her side where she was hoping to get support on her way to Europe. Sadly, nothing of that happened, and she came back to say goodbye to the love of her life, Maximilian of Habsburg, a good man who had greatest ideas but stayed in the wrong place at the wrong moment. And that's it. Thank you so much.